In this week's Torah Parsha, we read about the fight that Korach, an individual or a leader in the Jewish people, fought against Moses and against Hashem. Last week we read about a different fight of the Meraglim, which is the spies that Moshe sent to the land of Israel, also fought against Moshe, complained, and fought against Hashem. So if the Torah put those two stories together, must be some connection. And the question is there any connection between them? The rule that you see in the Torah and how the Talmud explain it, and this is really very practical. When people fight, sometimes they say one thing, but they really mean something else. Sometimes people are fighting and they screaming at each other, but the reason why they're so upset and fighting is something completely different. So the Medrash tell us that even though you read in the Torah one story, why the spies didn't want to go to the land of Israel and fought with Moshe, but the real story is something else. The same is with Korach, which we'll see in a moment, who fought against Moses in the desert. In the Torah, he said one thing, but he really meant something else. So there are two ways to look at it. One, that the original thought, the original claim, the reason why they actually argue and fought with Moshe was a less important claim, a more simple claim. But today we're going to go in a different direction. That actually the spies and Korach, those two groups who fought against Moshe and fought against Hashem, really had a good point. And they really meant something much deeper, something that we could understand where it comes from. The reason why we need to go so deep is because it's very hard to understand the story as it's written, so to speak, in the Torah, the simple way that it's in the Torah. The story with the spies. Moshe sent 12 Meraglim, 12 spies to look around the land of Israel. Doesn't sound any problem. Maybe the first Mossad agent, they go in there to find out what's going on. Okay, great. How to conquer the land of Israel? What kind of a land it is? What's the problem? No problem. And it says clearly that Moshe chose the best of the best, the 12 leaders of the Jewish people. So when they come back and they started to claim that the people are too strong and the land is too big and too many problems, it's hard to believe that this is really the real story. We're talking about great people, the people who saw God, people who ate every morning, as we said last time, ate the manna in the morning, food from God. They saw the splitting of the Red Sea, the giving of the Torah, the leaders of the Jewish people, and as Rashi writes, the righteous of the generation. It's hard to believe that all the claim was really just that they're too afraid of the kings in Israel, or the fruit is too big. It's hard to believe that this is really the problem. The same is the story with Korach. Korach, in this week's Torah Parsha, Korach was a relative of Moses. He was a Levite. Remember, we have Kohanim, Levim, and Israelim. He was a Levite. And it says in the Talmud, he was the richest man till today. There's an expression in Israel when somebody is very rich, he said he's rich like Korach. Ashir Korach, he's rich like Korach, he was rich. He had a beautiful family, he had everything. But what it seems like from the simple reading of the Torah, in this week's Torah Parsha, what we're going to read on Shabbat, that he, as we say in Yiddish, didn't forgive. He didn't like it that Moshe going to get number one, so to speak, to be the prince, to be the leader of the Jewish people. And Aaron, his brother, going to be the holy priest in the holy temple. So he didn't like it that two brothers going to carry the most important positions. But it's hard to believe that this is really because Korach again was a Talmid Chacham, was a student, was a scholar, and he knew that Moshe was brought them the Torah, must be there's a deeper meaning. And also, for us, this conversation, this argument, should something that applies to us, right? We don't may have these direct claims or challenges that Korah had and the spices. So the Hasidus philosophy, the Hasidus explain something very powerful. Basically, Korah and the spice really were two opposite claims against the way that the Torah tells us how we should serve Hashem. Generally in Judaism we have Torah and Mitzvot. Torah means the study of Torah. What we do just now. It's a major part of Judaism. The Torah tells us, "V'agita bo yomam v'layla," you should study day and night. Every moment that you have and you're not on your phone, any moment that you have free, you study Torah. No, even if you're on your phone, you could study Torah on your phone. Even when you sleep, the Rebbe once said, you should sleep, you should dream about Torah. It's not a joke. The Torah, the mitzvah of learning Torah is a mitzvah. It's no limited to time. Study Torah anytime, anywhere. There's never, and it's not like tefillin. I put on, done. I put on one mezuzah, I put second mezuzah. No. That's the power of Torah. Study Torah is all the time. Now, obviously, people need to eat, the rest, to walk, etc., etc. But whatever you do, nothing, definitely you should study Torah. And that's what we do just now. It's a major mitzvah. It says in the Talmud that Talmud, we say every morning, the Talmud Torah keneged kulam, which means the study of Torah, what we do just now, is weight compared to the entire other 612 mitzvot, commandments. So this is major. But then we have the mitzvahs. We have to do the practical mitzvah, to put mezuzah, and to put on tefillin, and to eat kosher, etc., etc. So the question is like this: what's more important, so to speak? What aspect of serving Hashem is more important and more we should focus on? The aspect of connecting to God in a spiritual sense, in a holy sense, in a godly sense, in a Jewish sense, so to speak, or to connect God in a physical, material way. When we study right now, right? We study, this is, so to speak, you could feel that we're talking about Judaism, about Torah, right? It's something that it's holy by definition. We're not talking about sports. We're not talking about business. We're talking about what? Torah. It's pure, especially as we're going to learn in Tanya this week. Study Torah, it's a pure godliness. It's a pure mitzvah. You don't have in this mitzvah, in this commandment, anything else besides Torah, right? All what you use is your brain, maybe your speech, and study about Hashem, or you could study about anything else. About what you study, you're dealing only with a spiritual thing, about thoughts. Wherever mitzvot, almost all the mitzvahs are related to something physical. If somebody will think about all the major, amazing stuff of tefillin, which it is, according to Kabbalah, Mochin, the Abba, all these wonderful things, could think all day and night, but he doesn't physically put it with the letter and the scroll inside and it's not black, he did not fulfill the mitzvah. So he need to use a physical thing. The same is a blessing, for example, right? It is a mitzvah after you eat to make a blessing. If somebody will think about, will think about good food and will dream and everything, but he did not physically eat a piece of bread, he cannot make the blessing and he cannot fulfill the mitzvah. So it's really two aspects of us serving Hashem. In one aspect is the more spiritual aspect of connection to Hashem, which is the Torah, the study of the Torah. Study of the Torah is, I feel, what I'm doing now is a completely spiritual, completely holy. The mitzvahs represent the physical things that we need to do in this world in order to connect ourselves to Hashem. So in one end, the mitzvahs represent how we need to, so to speak, go down and bring up something, right? For example, the tefillin, or any mitzvah. Shabbos, you have to eat, right? So you have to take the challah and knead it, and you're going to elevate it to holiness. Torah represents the opposite. We're taking godly stuff and we're putting it to our mind. We study about Torah, about Moshe, about all this wonderful thing. So the question is, what's really the focus of Judaism? According to Hasidus, this was really the real problem that the Meraglim, the spies, did not like about the land of Israel. They said, listen, we are in the desert. We could study Torah all day and night. We don't have to plow the field. We don't have to deal with landlords, with anything. We could sit down in the bubble, someplace they call it in the freezer. You're going to sit there and be with Hashem, with God. How? Do what we do just now. Could you imagine all day? And you don't even need to go get the coffee. The coffee comes to you. You have the manna, you have everything, right? Just enjoy yourself, you and Hashem, all day. Study the Torah, the depth of the Torah, the Hasidus, the Kabbalah, wonderful stuff. Now you're telling us they went to the land of Israel. See what people do all day. Nonsense. Literally nonsense. Plowing the field, needs to water the field, needs to cut, to check, to do it. Well, who needs it? Who needs it? So according to Hasidus, the excuse they used was because of the kings and the fruit, but the real reason why they didn't want to go to the land of Israel, they didn't want to go out of the bubble. They wanted to connect to Hashem with study of Torah. That's it. The best way. Who needs all the mess? And that's why Moshe told them, you're making a big mistake. That's what Hashem said. That's not why I created you. For this, I could have this Zvadia the angel. I don't need you. I need you to think about God. What do you think is such I could create angels. The angels will do everything. No need to eat. No need to walk. Just thinking about God. That's not I need you. I need you to be in the land, to walk, to eat, to have challenges, to be angry, to work on yourself. Everything that we have, all the challenges that the person have throughout the day, and nevertheless do the mitzvahs. I want you to eat physically, to be full, so you could say a blessing. I want you to drink wine, so you can make the blessing on the wine and do the kiddush. I want you to have a physical mezuzah. I want you to have garments, so you could have tzitzit and talis. And that was the mistake of the Meraglim. They didn't want it. And Hashem said, okay, so stay in the desert. I'm looking for warriors, people who are going to walk with all the challenges, going to be human beings, going to be people that it's walking out, and nevertheless will do all the mitzvahs. This is what I want. So here come the opposite. Korach came, again, according to Hasidus and Kabbalah, and said, if this is true, so everything is related only to mitzvot. What's more important is the mitzvot. If this is true, then there is no difference between Moshe to me. Kulam kedoshim. Everybody is holy. When it comes to study Torah, you could say, very holy people, smart people, big scholars, they are more special than others. But when it comes to actuality, to put on tefillin, what's the difference? If Moshe put on tefillin, I put on tefillin, what's these differences? In a deeper sense, he said, if a mitzvah is just the commandment, just the practicality, the action, then what is all study means? What is all understanding of the mitzvahs? Like what we do in Hasidus, what is the meaning of tefillin? What is the meaning? No, just do it. Give me 613 rules and I'm going to do it. Period. This is again based on the Medrash. You could see that was really his problem. Came out with his upset on Moshe. He said, Moshe, what are you different than others? Aaron, what's you holier than others? But really what he has in his mind was, mitzvahs are mitzvahs. Just do it and forget about it. Don't have feelings, understanding. But the real way, this is the Hasidus way. That's the combination of both of them. You need to have practical mitzvahs. You need to have the 613 mitzvot. You have to eat in order to make a blessing. You need to put on the tefillin, do mezuzahs and all this. But in the same time, you must have also the aspect of connecting godliness to this. Study the Torah, have the feeling, understanding what you do. And this is the real combination that Hashem really wants from us. Practically speaking, this combination is really what really the Hasidus teaches us. It's not enough just to do, but it's not enough also just to know. It's not enough just to understand everything and to have good feeling. If you don't practically do it, you're missing it. But in the same time, it's not enough just to do without really understanding and learning. So really, opportunity to learn more about Torah and Mitzvot, more about Maasim Tovim, as we say, Moshe Emet, v'Torato Emet. It should be a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll see you, B'ezrat Hashem. Chodesh Tov, and all the best.